What's up, everyone? This is Silver Slayer, and welcome to your daily silver stacking video. Thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls across the world, silver stackers all united. Today is a beautiful day, and we got a beautiful topic to talk about. Yes, it's a little bit scary, but we're going to look at it. We're going to break it down, look at both sides of the coin, pun intended. And for me, all I want for Christmas is for you to hit that like button, click subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Let's all leave a comment. Let's put Merry Christmas, silver stackers, or something along those lines, just showing a positive message to all these silver stackers across the world, because guess what, we are the 0.999%, and that's literal. Only 1% of the entire globe stacks precious metals, and that's funny to think about. Only 1%, because when we are comparing wealth, off of intrinsic value. And what I mean by that is the United States is the richest country in the world because we own the most gold. Not how many dollars we have printed out, but because we own the most gold. So if we break that down to a person-to-person perspective, if you want to be literal, we're determining wealth off of precious metals, not how many dollars. So no matter who that guy walking down the street is, no matter how much money he has in his bank account is irrelevant, because the guy next to him walking down the street that has some gold or silver in a safe is considered the wealthier person. People don't look at it that way, though. But we are literally determining that from a country-to-country basis, so it would make sense from a person-to-person basis. I have a second channel called The Root of All Evil. It's linked in the description. It's a channel showing more of our corrupt financial system, not so much silver. It's a great channel. Highly recommend you check it out. I don't post much on there, but I think I'm going to start posting. And by the way, would you guys want me to show my face, do a face cam in these videos, right? Like in the upper right hand corner, have my face in the video, and then we would obviously have, on the screen, whatever articles we're reading or whatever. Would you guys like that? I'm always trying to make my content better, and I just think it's relevant because, we're talking about something, reading an article. Why do you guys need to stare at my face, But I guess that's the way YouTube is nowadays. People want to look at your face while you're talking. I get it, because, when I'm watching content, I definitely get it. So if it's something you think would make my content more enjoyable or better, then let me know, because I definitely will. I used to show my face in all my videos, but I stopped doing that because I was like, it's not about that. It's about what we're talking about. But I will bring it back. I will bring it back if you want me to. So yeah, I wanted to cover that. Hopefully we got a little introduction, but I wanted to take this very deep. Today's going to be a very deep video. It might be on the longer side, so make sure you watch this video all the way through, because we do have a lot to talk about, especially concerning our silver, your silver, my silver. The guy that's a couple towns over that's also watching this video, his silver. Your neighbor that is ironically watching this same video that you don't even know has silver, his silver too. That we're talking about that ounce of silver you give your grandkid every year, his silver too. Because guess what? We want this silver, but they need the silver. You know what? The Green New Deal is probably going to be put on halt. Why do you think that is? And they're never going to come out and explain the reality or the truth. They're going to mask it like they do with everything. But I do think that we are starting to, or not we already know, they are starting to realize that we don't have the resources to make this possible yet, or realistic to any degree. I've covered several different articles of people saying that the Green New Deal is unrealistic. They are living in fantasy land, and we do not have the resources, especially silver. We do not have the resources. Demand already exceeding 1 billion ounces this year, 1.2 billion ounces. And what do you think that demand is going to do over the next 10 years? Triple, quadruple. And we already cannot fill that quota of 1 billion ounces with roughly 900 million ounces in production. And do you think that we are going to be able to cover a 4 billion ounce demand with solar panels covering the entire? No, there's not enough silver already. Do you think we'll be able to push 4 times as much silver out of the ground? No. No. But where are they going to get it from then? Yes, we get a pretty penny, but where are they going to get it from? Well, if you want to be realistic, and I'm serious about this, the most realistic place they would get it from is us. Is us. Look throughout history. When governments are in economic turmoil, facing very bad situations, they don't try to dig more silver out of the ground. You know what they do? They put a law in place or tell the people, whether it's their kingdom or whether it's their country or wherever, because this is globally, they tell the people to turn in their silver. Sometimes they'll pay you for it, like the Executive Order 6102 by FDR, saying that you have to turn in your gold. Not if you want to, you literally have to turn in your gold. Or $10,000 fine, which is probably around $100,000 today. So $10,000 fine and or 10 years in prison. Now, that was serious. If you got caught saving some gold or holding back, you could spend 10 years in prison and a $10,000 fine. Because it even says in that little piece, it says a $10,000 fine, 10 years in prison, or both. That's serious, folks. I'll post a picture of it right here. That is serious. But that's not the only time, and not the only time in America as well. Then you have the Hunt brothers that cornered the silver market, owned 2/3 of the world the world physical silver. Literally, three brothers owned 2/3 of the world's entire silver supply. So what did the government do? They banned silver, banned it on the COMEX, banned it. You could not buy silver. And you know why the Hunt brothers got into silver and not gold? Because gold was already banned at that time. Gold has been banned several times throughout history in America in the last century, the last 100 years. There's been a lot, at least 2-3 times where you couldn't buy gold. They banned gold. And then you have the executive order, which also transpires into gold. But the interesting thing with the Hunt brothers is this was the first time it was with silver. Silver Rule 7. They banned silver. You couldn't buy it. All you could do is sell it, but not to your friends or family. You had to sell it to the government, right? You had to sell it to banks. And it makes sense, though, because if 3 brothers owned almost all the silver in the world, how were they going to make their electronics? Because silver is the most highly conductive metal for thermal conductivity, electricity, even light sensitivity. So if these 3 guys owned all the silver in the world, that would literally kill the entire revolution of the technological era we've been advancing in for the last 40 years since then. So they had to act sporadic. They had to act on the spot. And what they did was ban silver. And that worked because once people found out that the Hunt brothers had to sell all their silver, which they did, crashing the price from $50. And by the way, when the Hunt brothers owned 2/3 of the world's silver supply, silver's price shot up to $50. That was the highest price silver's ever been, even compared to 2011. The highest price silver has literally ever been was in 1980 when the Hunt brothers cornered the market. So let's look at this. If the government needed silver because they knew that they were going to be in a very bad situation, they did something that was insane. But today, we're talking about something even more severe, 10 times more severe, because now we're talking about the entire world's health, the Earth's health, pollution, right? Pollution, global warming, all of that. Silver could be the reason why that none of that could happen. what do you think the price of silver is going to do when people figure out its true value? And I'm not talking about true value of, low supply, high demand shoots the price up. I'm talking about the aftermath when people realize that silver's the reason there can't be a Green New Deal. If Joe Biden comes out and says, we have to put this operation on halt because we don't have enough silver, they would probably never use the word silver, though. Even though that's the reason, they would probably say resources. They would say resources, even though they're talking about silver. They're talking about silver, but they're not going to say that, because what would that do to the price? What if Elon Musk came out and said he's buying boatloads of silver right now? That would shoot the price up. Does Elon Musk want the price of silver to go up right now? No. He wants it to be as cheap as possible, because SpaceX, Solar City, and Tesla all require lots of silver. So imagine what his cost of production would be if silver shot up to $100. Well, I'll tell you, it would be 3.145 billion ounces. But it's silver sitting at $25 is 786 million ounces. So, and those calculations are from Mike Maloney in a letter he sent Elon Musk warning him that he needs to buy silver. And Elon Musk is a genius. You don't think he notices this? Of course he does. Of course he knows about silver. He's a genius. He builds rockets. Do you think that someone who builds rockets builds supercars where his company is one of the most efficient things and critical things, which is silver, that all of his operations are in? Do you think he's not aware of silver's price, or the silver market, or the silver shortage? These guys need to have a direct supply to silver suppliers. If they don't, imagine the premiums they would have to be paying. These companies, these big high-tech companies, need to have a direct source, getting first dibs, getting large amounts of silver, or they are screwed. But regardless, I do think that over the next couple of years, we're going to see something happen. And the government is going to be put in a very tight situation. What are they going to do to get the silver? Yes, we all get a pretty penny, but we always stop at that point. Yes, silver gets to $100 because there's a shortage. But then what? After we all get rich, then what's going to happen? Are we just going to shut down the Green New Deal? And we're just all rich ourselves, but the earth's going to freaking burn away? Then what? And the then what is going to really push silver high. So even when silver hits that high price, I wouldn't sell yet, because imagine how much higher the price could go when that real reality hits everyone, and everyone realizes how important silver really is, how scarce it is, how rare it is, how vital it is, and even compared to gold. Gold is nowhere near as important as silver is. Silver should be 80 times more valuable than gold, not vice versa. There's a reason my name is Silver Slayer, not Gold Slayer. There's a reason why there's such a big silver stacking community on YouTube and not gold. It's a reason why it's called Wall Street Silver, not Wall Street Gold. There's a reason. So I hope that I got my point across. There's definitely a possibility of them putting out something to confiscate our silver, or that you need to turn in your silver. And will you? Or are you going to be one of the rebels to risk your life in prison, or have to pay, six-figure amounts of fines, or both? Are you going to be that person? Or are you going to turn it in? They're going to pay you for it, but not at the price we would, if we held on to it, we would be cashing in. They'll probably pay us whatever spot price is, but maybe a couple dollars more. They're not going to buy our silver from the premiums we could on Amazon or even eBay. So what would you do? And I say this because it is realistic. It's actually more realistic than any other option they have, which would be space mining, or learning how to dig it out of the ground. There's only so much silver in the ground. And gold and silver came from meteors millions of years ago that hit the earth. It's the only that's how gold got in the earth, is from meteors that came. So there's only so much gold and silver, and it's already becoming harder to find. And silver is a byproduct of gold, or not of gold, but silver is a byproduct. That means they find silver by accident. They're looking for gold, lead, zinc. They're not looking for silver. Why? Because gold is 80 times more valuable. On a 1-to-1 ratio, 1 ounce to 1 ounce ratio, if you were a miner, wouldn't you try to dig something out that's 80 times more valuable, that's nearly $2,000 an ounce compared to something that's nearly $20 an ounce? Wouldn't you want to mine that out of the ground? Why would you mine something out of the ground when you're talking about a 1 ounce value of $20 when you could mine something out of the ground with a $1,700 an ounce value? They're doing it for a paycheck, regardless of the consequences, because they need to be mining more silver out of the ground. There isn't a gold shortage. And you want to prove that, go on APMEX, look at the premiums for gold coins or bullion. Near spot price. Go on APMEX and look at the premiums for silver. Massive premiums. The U.S. Mint didn't come out a year or two ago saying there's a gold shortage. The U.S. Mint came out, said there's a silver shortage. There's not a limited mintage supply on the Type 1, Type 2 gold eagles. There's a limited mintage number on the Type 1 and Type 2 silver eagles. The Perth Mint didn't come out saying, or Royal Mint, come out saying they're learning or they're starting to scrap gold out of laptops and cell phones. They said silver. It is silver. It is silver that people need, that people want. And producers turn into consumers. Consumers turn into producers. The people like you and I that want the silver will be selling it to the people that need the silver. And you better hope they need it, unless you don't care about the newest, latest iPhone. If you don't want the newest, latest Tesla, you better hope that they buy the silver. But what would cost of production be? If silver is $100+ an ounce, all these big high-tech businesses, their cost of production would shoot through the roof. So if you're smart, someone like Elon Musk would be buying boatloads of silver right now before the price skyrockets. And it's not if the price will skyrocket, it's when. And what is the term skyrocket? Triple-digit silver, maybe even quadruple-digit silver. I mean, realistically, if you look at everything that I'm saying, especially, 20 years down the line, $1,000+ silver is almost more likely than not. When you're really looking at how vital silver is and how much silver is left and how much silver we're going to be needing more and more and more of it, then yes, if gold broke past $2,000 and gold is only used for watches and earrings, imagine what silver could be worth in a decade or two, when we're looking at something that's literally either going to be helping the earth or could be catastrophic to the earth, the literal earth. We're talking about global warming. We're talking about all that stuff, and silver could be the reason why we can't do it. So anyways, folks, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you thought this video was 1, educational, 2, informational, 3, at least entertaining, make sure to hit that like button. Like I said, all I want for Christmas is to you to like the video, leave a comment, and please subscribe. Over this weekend, every video that I'm posting, please like and at least comment. It helps the video so much. It helps the video get recommended in front of more stackers, and engagement is important. Especially if you've watched the video until now, pat yourself on the back, because you have definitely shown that you are serious. Most people probably clicked off this video within 2-3 minutes thinking they know it all. Big-headed, thinking they know it all or they don't need to know anymore. If you're still watching this video, you wanted to soak up every piece of information, and that translates into your strategy. I can guarantee you are going to be more successful than the guy that clicked off within 2-3 minutes thinking that he knows it all. I can guarantee that. So anyways, yeah, pat yourself on the back. I appreciate you so much. Thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.